Good job, guys.
This man on video was arrested yesterday for setting a woman on fire in a New York City subway train. And the videos caught of this incident is just horrific to me. There's one of him sitting on the bench on the subway platform after he already set her on fire, and he's watching her. And reports say that she was sleeping, and the reason why she was standing there while she was on fire was because she was in shock. But one of the biggest factors is he was an illegal from Guatemala who was already deported before. Mind you, this could have been prevented already if New York City governors were actually deporting these people instead of giving them free hotels, cards, and free phones. Not to mention also police officers being attacked in New York City by Venezuelan gangs.
And guys, thanks so much for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing. Let's jump in. Border czar Tom Homan has got his work cut out for him because this is something that many of us just couldn't even imagine happening right inside of our own country. And what's even worse than this is the complete betrayal from some of our elected officials. Governor Kathy Hochul recently said in a now deleted post on X that she's made their subways safer. Does anybody here watching this video right now believe her? She added that deploying the National Guard to support the NYPD and adding cameras to subway cars has ensured the safety of passengers. Well, what happened to her? She posted this just hours before the horrific attack on that poor woman, which obviously led to Kathy Hochul getting a ton of backlash. Watch this.
I say a lot of things with statistics, and I see the percentage that crime is down 42% since 2021. But if you look back to pre-pandemic, and I know you like to say that overall crime is down 12% since the pandemic, but murders are up 200%, felony assault is up 55%, and burglary is up 140%. So are you saying that this is progress?
Are you talking about statewide, city, or subway?
No, crime in the transit system. I'm sorry, Governor. Yes, crime in the subway system.
Okay, you want to answer that?
Is she seriously asking somebody else to answer the question for her? She's the governor of New York. She should know that this is happening better than anybody else. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. These Democrats are so disconnected from the real world that they're uploading clips like this one.
I'm on the subway train heading out to Queens Center. I have a lot of, not quite last minute, but I have holiday shopping to do. I've got an adorable 2-year-old granddaughter, so it's a lot more fun to shop. I can take the subway wherever we need to go. And I want all New Yorkers to feel safe, which is why we've added so many more National Guard, over 250 more people that'll make sure that your ride is as safe as it can be.
I wonder if it would be just as safe without the bodyguards around her. Because average Americans in New York don't have a full set of people protecting them at all times. But at least they've got security cameras in place, right? We should all feel safer with these cameras. Well, the cameras didn't help that poor woman from dying.
Today's brutal murder was captured on one of those onboard train video cameras. It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened? It offered them images of the perpetrator. It allowed them to take those images and release them to the public. And it allowed the public to see something and say something. And that's why we're standing here now reporting that an individual is in custody, a person of interest is in custody.
Are they seriously making this a story as to how these cameras helped detectives? So knowing who did the crime is much more important than stopping the crime from the beginning? Are these people smoking crack? But if you ask me, they should have stopped the crime before it even happened, because this guy was already deported back in 2018. ICE spokesperson Marie Ferguson said that the suspect re-entered the United States illegally, but that the date and the location where he re-entered is unknown. Now, it's probably logical to think that he was able to re-enter the United States under the Biden-Harris administration with its relaxed border policies. Now, I want you guys to realize just how deranged this person was. Reports and videos have come out that actually show this guy sitting down, watching while the victim was burning in front of him.
This gruesome story starting Sunday at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue station around 7:30. Police say a man used a lighter to set a woman on fire inside an F train subway car as that train pulled into the station. Then authorities say he left the car to sit on a subway platform bench nearby, watching that woman as she burned to death. The MTA saying the crime was caught on surveillance camera, and police say body-worn camera video from responding officers also captured the man's face you see there. His image was splashed across social media, those three teens quickly recognizing him at another train stop and calling police, leading to his capture at the Herald Square station.
Now, what's really disheartening about the story is that multiple people had the ability to step in and help. Yet, All they did was take a photo or a video of what was happening. Those are also some pretty shitty people, if you ask me. The only ones to actually call 911 on this guy were 3 high schoolers. This happened just a few weeks after Daniel Penny was found not guilty of negligent homicide. Now remember that this incident was also inside of a New York City subway car, and it's safe to assume that if someone like Penny was with this woman, this wouldn't have happened. The fact that you and I are actually talking about this is crazy enough, guys. And it really should be time for our elected leaders to stand up for the American people for once. But until that time comes, it's sad to say that this is just another day in New York, because we got leaders who are weak. They celebrate the idea of welcoming military-aged men into our country. And I should note that this illegal immigrant had a prior arrest in Arizona, though we don't have all the details on that. And I doubt that they're ever going to release that information, because it would make this administration, both local and federal, look a lot more incompetent. So they're not going to do that, at least not willingly, which is why more and more residents in different cities are calling for Tom Homan to get things started. Tom Homan on his end criticized Alejandro Mayorkas for saying that these individuals coming into the country do not pose a threat to Americans. What an idiot.
It all goes back to the vetting program. You know, you got Secretary Mayorkas saying these people are properly vetted before they're released in the United States. But we don't have access to criminal information from Venezuela. We don't have access to criminal databases and information in most countries around the world. So when they say they're properly vetted, they're running them through NCIC, which is our system, our III state system. But vetting doesn't include their criminal histories in their home nations. And so Secretary Mayorkas has been misleading the American people, saying they're properly vetted and these people are safe. This is a clear example of it. And as you and I discussed before, TDA, when we first discovered the United States, we said it's going to rapidly expand across the country. The good news is you got President Trump coming in office on January 20th. TDA is on notice. And ICE officers across the country are prepared to go out and target public safety threats, but TDA is on top of that public safety threat. So their days are numbered. I can't wait till we get an administration to take care of these people, because they're going to be arrested. They're going to be detained, and they're going to remove.
Do you guys agree with the new borders are? Because he's already got his eyes set on Chicago, and I don't think he can start soon enough, if you ask me. With the Chicago mayor telling him that he's going to fight for illegal aliens. Can you believe that guy? Now, I covered this in a previous video with the people of Chicago literally begging Tom Homan to come clean up their city. Make sure you guys check that video out, because he discusses his plan in great detail. A plan that's putting fear into the hearts of these Democratic leaders. Now, as always, I appreciate you guys for keeping up with the latest news here. Thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.